Okay, let's get her done. I'll share my video here, get my link, add her on Facebook. Alright. Tracy Gurrell here with onlylinux.org. I'm going to show you the steps that I take once I found this method works. I actually have never found an instance where it hasn't worked for me. I really wished I'd gotten into Linux years ago, because many more years ago, because it's by getting better at Linux that I come across this feature, this ability. I've had hard drives go out, external hard drives, regular hard drives, IDE hard drives, and I'm willing to bet. And the reasons why something like this would happen, like if you're in a console, power goes out, you should never just cut the power immediately. You want to shut it down, use the features like on your computer to do a shutdown, and when you remove an external, you don't just take it and unplug it. That's bad news. It's not really good for an SSD at all, for sure. Because an SSD hard drive, the faster ones of nowadays, there is zero purpose to run a. This is a 2 terabyte. No, this is a 1 terabyte Western Digital external hard drive that I use. Transfer files to one PC to another. And I've had to use this method on that. And I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm in Linux, so I will tell you, if you're not a Linux user, I'm going to hit Control-Alt-Delete on my keyboard. And it brings up this. It's called a terminal. And as you can see, Linux Mint, the Debian edition. This is all my setup, my hardware and whatnot. So, and if you don't have, I'm going to show you how it automatically comes up on the screen here. Normally a terminal window, you hit this. Let me hit clear here. It comes up, right? Now I'm going to show you. I know this is off topic. This doesn't have anything to do with the hard drive, but to get that to automatically come up, well, this is a screen. This is normally a screen you're met with, minus some of the things I've added. But you just hit your show hidden files here if you're in Cinnamon desktop, and then you go to your bash RC right here. So bash RC. I got some aliases and everything. And then at the bottom of that, all that typing, you just type in the program you want to start immediately when you do the command to open up the terminal. That's NeoFetch. So I just wanted to show you that. Alright, now let's get back into the reason for this. Repairing the hard drive. So I'm going to open a program called Disks. You could either type in the search window here, and you see disk come up right here. What I do is, I'm not going to play Mahjong, let's type disk again. I always right click this and I hit, this would say add to the favorites instead of remove. So I got some of the things that I use the most over here in my bar, You know, if you're a Windows user, this is kind of like the Windows 7 um, experience. Anyway, I'm going to hit disk right here. Just pull home folder, documents that I have, music, pictures. So what I do is like, you know, let me delete this. I'll highlight everything in here. I'll right click it. I'm going to compress it. And you can, all these different compression abilities, zip. In Linux, I use the tar GZ. Hit create here. Okay, and then what I would do is drag that over to my backup drive. Drag over to my backup drive. Alright, I've already got it on there. Alright, gotcha. Yeah, see, this is my backup drive. So, and I've got the same. Everything on this is exactly the same. Should be exactly the same. Minus maybe it called zip or tar. It should be the same as that. And I'm just before it, just on the the purpose of a backup, you know, is you kind of void your backup if you format your goods before you make sure that everything's on your backup. Add my backup real quick, or plug in my external, and then we're going to see yes, everything is on here. So I'm going to safely remove that drive. Alright, we're good. She is unplugged. So now let me bring up, how do you like my background? I just think it's the best background ever known to man. But anyway, so let's go to back to disk here. And I'm going to show you this little cogwheel right here. You click, well, I mean, right here. You left click this cogwheel. It depends on how you got your mouse set up. There's a feature, it says repair file system. You type in your password. Repair successful. So I've repaired this backup drive. So as you can see, it changed the drive here. You noticed it had a thing on here earlier, and it's, you know, now it don't. So you go back to backup drive, and it's all working. But here's what I'm going to do. So that's how I did. That's what I did, Jordan. If you're watching, that's all I did. And the only thing you have to do, I mean, it's going to say something when you plug it in, you start your PS4 up, or when you initially plug it in, if it's already powered on. It's going to say something about, you know, unrecognized or whatnot. But all you do is go to your, on a PlayStation, is you open up your settings, and then you go to devices. Then I think it's USB storage or USB devices. And on that, it's going to find that hard drive. And then there's an option when you click it, right click it, left click it, one of the two, you click it, you do something, and it'll let you format it to use as an external storage. And at that point, you can store all kinds of stuff on your PS4. All kinds of games can be put on that. And you should be able to take them games with you, I'm pretty sure, to if you go into my buddy's house, it'll probably work there. I'm wanting to think that it would probably work there. But that's what I do. And while we're here, I'm going to do a little bit of work. And then by about 10:30, I want to bolt off of here, take a shower, hit the bed, and try to sleep. Kind of an emotional wreck right now. I won't go into that details, but been trying to do something for many months now. But anyway, I'm going to go back to disk here, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to format this. I'm going to delete I'm going to use this feature here. I'm going to delete the partition. I'm not sure I did. Oh, yeah. Now it probably will. Uh-oh. It's all gone. There's no information on there anymore. So I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to add a partition back. I'm going to call that partition back up SSD because it's an SSD. And I'm going to make it Linux. Internal disk for use with Linux systems only. And I don't like ext4. I'm going to, well, I mean, with a 1 terabyte, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, if it was a larger one, like maybe 2 gig or more, I would go other here, and I would change it. There, I mean, if I hit next here, you can do BRTFS. BRTFS is actually better, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to do ext4 because this is actually the file system I'm using on this this operating system, which is Linux Debian base. So I'm going to do this, and there we have it, creating the file system, and it'll change the backup SSD here once it's done. Backup SSD partition 1 ext4. So we should be good. It should be mounted. Yep, it should be mounted. And if I go into my folder here, it should show up. Sure did. Lost and found. We're going to delete that. We're going to open the folder as root. Nope, it's not even showing as root. Oh, yeah, it is. Come on, man. I just saw you. Where'd it go? It's weird, ain't it? Oh, there we go. I'm going to delete it. Gone. History. I didn't need anything on there. So, back to regular user. I got sudo privileges anyway. I mean, it's my system. If I didn't have sudo, I could add it. Well, Byron, you didn't have to get me a drink. I appreciate it, buddy. I like me some grapefruit juice. All right, that's delicious. So, I'm going to do a backup while we're on here. I'm going to go to time shift. Very nice Linux program. Let you back up your stuff. And I'm going to go to the wizard here. See, this is an option to set up rsync or BTRF. If I did BTRFS, the restores are like super quick and fast. I mean, they're not super slow with, rsync, but BTRFS is, ButterFS is what they call it in the Linux community. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to do this. I'm going to hit next. So here, if I hadn't formatted the hard drive into Linux only, it wouldn't have let me choose this. You don't want to choose the same. I mean, this drive here is the same hard drive that I got the system on. If you back it up on the same system and it fails, I mean, what's the purpose, right? So I'm going to hit next on here, and this is where you choose how many snapshots you want to keep, and I do mine, I think I do daily, and I only keep 2. I'm going to hit next here. And it says exclude all files, include only hidden files, include all files. I always choose all files. Pretty much the main ones that you want to keep are your home folder, the things that you create, you make, your documents, pictures, whatnot. You don't want to lose any of that stuff ever. That's what you want to back up, And once you install the system, it's going to have all the other files, but I include them all because I have found that the success of a restore is better if I include all the files. I don't mind waiting a little bit of extra time to back up everything. I'm going to hit next here. Set complete, hit finish. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and create my, oh, you know what? I didn't create a, I skipped a step. So let me see. I'm just going to quickly go through here again. What did I miss? That's right. Daily snapshots will be created. Select intervals of snap disk enough space. Stop Chrome emails for scheduled task. Next. Okay, well maybe I didn't. I thought there was an extra location schedule. Oh, that is a schedule. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to create my first snapshot. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten rid of, I've lost, I want to say, about 6 or 8 terabytes of space with information on it. And I'm willing to bet I could have saved every one of them. I just thought, you know, like the first time we've been saving movies, I mean, just all kinds of stuff on this hard drive. And it was full, nearly, I think it was full, and we had bought another one or something. But anyway, I thought, you know, I think maybe the power went out, but, you know, I didn't think that's what it was. I thought since it was left plugged into the computer, and at the time we were using junky Windows, and it would do updates and stuff, and I thought, well, crap. It included my external as a spot for, you know, files, and it gotten rid of my files, and anyway, it wouldn't read. If I had just been on Linux and stuff, it wouldn't have happened anyhow. But I probably could have saved that hard drive by plugging it in and doing a repair. I mean, how do you think that forensics, when they, you know, do a bust, or, you know, a SWAT goes in and, you know, they confiscate you know, like Hunter Biden's laptop. How do you think they got all that information off of there, you know? I mean, they can get the, as long as it's not been a deep cleaning like, you know, Hillary Clinton would do. And even her stuff was found somehow. But anyway, bleach bit or whatever it was, if you don't do a deep format, it's pretty easy to get. You can undelete. There's an undelete program. You can undelete as long as you you don't do the Hillary Clinton thing on it. It's pretty easy to get off. So anyway. All right. Well, looks like very interesting. people hop on my videos and talk to me a little bit more. Ah, I see what it's backing up. It's backing up my downloads folder, which will show you my downloads folder. It's got, well, I mean, shoot, it's got this on here. I should have, I'll do another backup after this. I don't want to stop it now. But I got all these operating systems I got stored on here. I got Arch, Linux, Debian, Gerudo. I was going to do a review of Gerudo. This is the one I got on my computer right now. Makulu Gamer. That's a Ubuntu-based distro. It's pretty good. And they got one they called Lindows. I don't know if you guys remember Lindows when it came out way back in the day. It's sort of like a Windows XP type of a deal. Nobara 39. It's based off of Fedora 39, and it's got all the gaming and everything on it baked in there and everything. And this is the GNOME version, the official version here, with all the goodies. This has got all the goodies, the theming and everything. And OpenSUSE was going to give it a try. Storm OS I could not get to work in a virtual machine, and Ubuntu is not too bad. I'm just not a fan of GNOME. So if you're a fan of GNOME, I mean, Ubuntu is not too bad. I mean, they do a good job. I'm just not an Ubuntu lover at all. If I was, then I wouldn't have the Debian edition of Linux Mint. But I'm thinking that I can't, they haven't told me that, but I'm thinking they're wanting to do a switch to Debian, because that's really, this is, I mean, I can't really tell the difference. Well, the only difference is how I install some programs. So what you do if you want to test something out, I mean, you got a certain number of programs you like to run on your Linux system. And no matter what Linux system you're using, you want it to work, right? So you try it the way you install it the other one and it don't work, then you got to do your research, and find out how you have to install it. And it's a little bit different with Ubuntu, because you can do like PPAs and stuff in Ubuntu where some of those are not allowed, and you go through some hoops to get your programs. You could use something called DistroBox to get things working. Zorn was the first. I'm thinking that was my first system I really liked, was Zorn OS. And I think I can't remember the Zorn number, but it's been a long time. I mean, it was a really close to like a Windows experience. So I was like, man, I like it. And the only thing that kept me on Windows for a while was the gaming. And I could have left then if I'd have been as smart as I am now with Linux. I could have got the game to work on that, and I would still be on Zorn. Because I like, when I install something, I like it. I don't really like switching. I don't like moving things. I don't like having to wait to do things. I like it working. The way I look at things, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So, I mean, I don't care if Linux came out in 89, and if I liked it and it worked, I would probably still have it. I would have never distro hopped, but I kind of like testing all these out. And what I've done is I've always stuck with the longest with what I like the best. Like, I'm an Arch guy. So for me to be running Debian means that I like Debian. I have to say I like Debian better. Not, pretty much, I mean, if it wasn't for the constant updates in Arch, I would still have Arch. And the first Arch I ever tried was Storm OS. So I'm thinking about trying this out on bare metal, but I could not get it to work right into VM. I can't remember what happened, but I just can't get it to work. But anyway, let's see. My time shift is done. Nope, still going. At least it's done with my downloads folder now. It's into my games folder, Battle.net folder, my music now. it's gonna take a while for my pictures and my videos. So anyway, that's what I do, folks. And to fix the hard drive. So I guess we don't have to watch this on stream. So pretty much, when this is done, there's going to be a thing. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I'm sure you can see my mouse. Right here, my snapshot will be up over the top, and you just click on that snapshot, and up here you hit restore, and just follow your instructions right here, like this box. Do whatever it says, and it would restore it. So pretty much, I could come here and just wipe all this, delete all that, and do the restore, and it would all be back, Or I could install here, I could install a program. Let's say, what I want to? Oh, Firefox. A browser I don't use. I could install Firefox here.
No, Titus. Potty.
I'm not going to because I don't use Firefox. But like I said, I could install something there, and if it breaks my system, I just go back to the restore here, and it would install everything like it was. Really good program. It's 10:17. I was wanting to be done with all this by 10:30. Well, that's doing that. Let's see here. Let me check my email. So I use Thunderbird as my email. Google Alerts. That was me. Let's see here. Indiana Linux. Yes, that would definitely be me. Give this a watch. Let them. I'll tell you what. Political. I should be neutral in politics with my faith and all, but I just can't help having a very strong opinion on political things. And I can't stand this guy right here is a complete joke. He was installed. He did not win the election, folks. Deleted. Okay. Oops. Alright, no work. Lesson from work. So, nothing new there. Yeah, I've got Mahjong, Quadra Puzzle, Sudoku in my Battle.net games. Got my VLC I use for my media player, Rhythm Box for my, my music. I got Discord, Virtual Machine, OBS, and then Brave web browser. Let's see, what else do I have? And I use my Office program. I use LibreOffice. I got Zoom. I don't put that on my bar. I mean, I don't use it very often. So if I did, I'd have it on my bar. When I get into having people come on the channel and being involved with me, I'll do it, and I use Flameshot as my screenshot, and I use Document Scanner to scan items on my. I got my printer and scanner and everything over there to my right. I use Krita for editing photos and whatnot, and I don't seem to have. Wow. While we're on here, I think I'll add a program. I can't believe I don't have it installed. I use Kden Live. Kden Live. Video editing. Or making videos or whatnot. So, documents, Linux, Debian, Linux Mint Debian. I always copy everything I do. So these are like I could do this first, second, third, but I could knock all these numbers out, and I could just, and I always do that when I figure out everything works. I'll just go through here and I'll right click it, copy and paste it right into the terminal, and it does everything. So I don't have to type everything over and over and over. Every time I try Debian backed distro out, I could just copy paste and go on about my business. Let's see. So for our Arch, I've got, well, this is my system here. Arch, Debian, regular Debian, Linux Mint Debian, Makulu Gamer and GNOME, OpenSUSE, Ubuntu. Everything I do, I copy, and I make rules. It's like what I mean by rules is like, a lot of things you do on Linux require passwords. So if I don't want to type in a password, I just make a rule, polkit rule. Pretty much it runs it's like a script that it runs when you type in your, like here, I'll open up a file here. So this lets me open up, which one is this for? Oh, Balena. Balena Etcher is like a USB maker thing, which would absolutely generally require a password to be able to do it. So I make this, poke it up and then a rule. So, put my user and all that stuff in there, so it don't require me to do a password. All right, that worked. Whoa, VirtualBox. Oh yeah, I didn't use that. The error's really no big deal. Yeah, it shows an error. It's only showing an error because I got a where's it at? The repository here. I didn't even use this, but I added it before I found out the proper way, the best way rather, to get VirtualBox on my machine. So I'm just going to delete that. Over here, Debian VirtualBox here. So I'll just try to find that file system here. I'm going to go ahead and open it as root. So whatever I do, sources list. Oh, come on, man. Really? That was it, wasn't it? Yep. No chips. Alright. Should be leaf pad. Where's the leaf pad? Oh, I know why. I got it. I got it. I got it. I'm just going to do this. Delete the list. Okay. Let me see here. Now, well, I mean, it may mess with my backup. Now let me see if I get that same error. Just going to hit arrow up. Now let update. Let's see if it gives me the same error. Nope. See, fix it. Easy to fix some things in Linux. Let's see if I can upgrade anything. Nope. Everything's up to date. But, I mean, should always be up to date because of this handy dandy. Anyway, I got my update program in here. I got it set to auto update. If there's an update, it'll automatically update. And I'll get a little icon down here show up when there is an update too. So that's a lot of files. It's going to take a while. Might just let this run overnight. Or you know what? I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to do this. Do the right thing here. I'm going to delete this. Okay, here, music. Did I do my music? Nope. Pictures. Do my pictures here. Videos. Downloads. I'm going to try this time shift again. Now, I always leave the password option in time shift so nobody gets in here and deletes my deletes my stuff. I couldn't imagine who that would be, but you know. It's going to take a while still, but it won't take as long. One thing is I must have, yeah, it says I only have 596. I'm going to stop this again. Sorry guys. Back up, time shift. Okay, now I got all my space back. Alright. One more time. So Bracket was doing a double backup because I had it all, compressed and zipped up, to put it on my external, and then I left the zip file, instead of deleting it, choosing to delete after zip. I still had all the files. The files were still on my computer. I had the zip file, and it was backing up the files and the zip. So now it's just backing up the files and not the zip. Probably still going to take a while, but hey. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to let this run. Anything you want to know with Linux, hit me up, and if I don't know how, I will figure it out. If you want me to try a system out, let you know how it works before you try it, I'd be more than happy to do that. We'll try it out on bare metal. We'll do the VM first, and if it fails in a VM, depending on what the failure is, I won't even try it on a, real hardware. I haven't ran into many that wouldn't work on the VM, and Ultimate Edition and the other Arch that I tried, or the two. I think I tried two Ultimates and that out, and I haven't had any luck with either of them. But Arch worked after I did some hoops, went through some hoops, and Storm I couldn't. I just didn't put it on bare metal because it just something wasn't functioning, and that's really weird because that's not like it, because it was my favorite system for such a long time. Anywho, maybe one day when I upgrade my ISO, I will do that on stream. Show you the process I used to go through to make my own distro. Man, it's taking a while. It's 10:32. I should be in bed by now. I wanted to make this video and show you how to do the hard drive. Real simple. Go to disk here. Go to hard drive. On the left, you come to this thing here. Repair file system. Piece of cake. I mean, my external, you get in a hurry. I've accidentally just unplugged it, and plugged it in. I was like, what do you mean it's has to be formatted before you can view anything on it? So I'll go and stick it back in the machine and, do the repair thing, and then I stick it into the computer, and voila, all my stuff is still there. So I'll make part 2 tomorrow, and I'll show you that this work. Actually, I won't make a part 2 because the whole purpose. I mean, I need to cut this video in half. Maybe I'll edit it out with Kate and Live. I mean, it was just simply to. I like to talk. If you can't tell, I like to talk Linux. I like to talk, some other things, but I get to talking. I guess sometimes I can't stop. But that's where I'm at. I guess I'll let this run, and have any questions about hard drives, software, building your own PC, what would I recommend for Linux, what distro. I'd be happy to have that discussion with you. How did I learn Linux? I actually have my own website that I haven't done a lot with. OrionLinux.org. And here I offer, you can download, I think I made that video here. I offer, Arch, you can download Arch Linux or Debian right here. My contact right here. Websites that I've learned Linux from a lot are right here. And this is some of their videos. Hey, if you want to go gangbusters and you love me, I'm cool, you can always donate. You can always donate. But I will never ask for donations. Linux is open source, so you don't never have to pay for Linux. And once I release my ISO for the world, you will not have to pay for it. I understand why some distros will pay, like they'll make a nice distro but they'll leave some better advanced features out, but you can have them if you pay for, like $20 or whatever for, which, I understand that in a way, because all this Linux stuff, they don't charge you, and, they do all that work, and the more you support them, if they could, if they didn't have to work a job, if they could get supported on donations and that didn't have to, work a job, just imagine how awesome their distro could be. Or they could mismanage their money. I mean, donation, use it to buy booze, who knows, pot, yummy. Anyway, so, I'd always accept a donation as long as you do it for the goodness of your heart, not because you feel you have to, because you certainly don't ever have to. But this is what I say. I mean, Linux, it just beats Windows big time. And I've done a video before. I can't remember what systems I used. It might have been Arch, but I installed Windows, and I gave Windows a head start. I actually started the clock after Windows was installed. And then Arch Linux, I started the clock on installation. And when Arch Linux was installed and updated to the last patch or, update they had, it beat Windows so bad. It was actually embarrassing. It's embarrassing to have a free operating system outdo something that cost hundreds of dollars, and it's been around. It's just embarrassing. To me, it would be embarrassing. Just embarrassing. But I've been embarrassed before, so I mean, I don't knock. You don't offend me by having Windows on your computer. It don't offend me. I mean, not everybody's got good taste, so sometimes people got good taste in some things and bad taste with others. I mean, I've got bad taste in some things probably and good taste in other areas, and it can be flip-flop with other people. So just don't get offended or butthurt over everything. If your freedoms are robbed from you, it's okay to be butthurt. But don't just get butthurt because you don't believe in something that someone else does and they do it. There's no reason to get butthurt over it. Stand against disrespect and things like that, and tyranny, and that's okay to be butthurt. I mean, that's legit. Someone wants to rob you of your rights. It's okay to be butthurt over that. I mean, it's logical. But still going. I'm wanting to bet it's a couple 100,000 files that it's going to go through. So I'm going to end the video here. Love you guys. God bless. Have a good rest of your week and good day and night, whatever you call it, wherever you're from, whether it's day or night. It's either or, right? All right. Ciao.